Happy Saturn's Day. I wanted to mention something really quick because it seems to be a reoccurring theme in the truther community, in the community where people study occult wisdom and go down the rabbit holes and learn all the things that have been hidden from humanity for the last several thousand years. There seems to be a pattern to the whole thing, and it really just depends what kind of person you are, what your sign is, what kind of, are you left or right brain? It all depends, man, but your interpretation. So, what I wanted to talk about was the Masons. So, really, ancient occult, which just means hidden, a lot of religious people especially think occult means evil. No, occult means hidden from the mainstream, hidden from society. It doesn't mean it's evil. Some factions were evil, and they used occult or hidden knowledge to control other people, service to self. And some were helpful towards others and shared the information. But you couldn't just bring this information, this knowledge, this gnosis into the mainstream, because there were certain groups that were controlling others, and if they found out you were teaching these secrets to humanity, they would arrest you, burn you at the stake, throw you to the lions, crucify you, fucking cut your head off, all this stuff. So they had to keep it underground. So the knowledge really originated from, well, I guess you could say Lemuria, Atlantis, the Vedic, the Hindu, ancient Egypt, Greece, you know what I mean? Greco-Roman. There's certain ages and periods. Persian, Aryan, like there's so many different ages and races, but a lot of the knowledge got kind of passed around and it went underground. So in ancient Egypt, for example, you'd go through something called a mystery school where you'd be taught all kinds of stuff. Everything from pushing cerebral spinal fluid into your third eye and having a Kundalini awakening to fucking astral projecting. There was all kinds of stuff that was kept underground. And then priest classes formed and political machinations began, and you know, the evil always takes over. So a lot of the stuff had to remain hidden and underground. It went from ancient Egyptian mystery schools into, well, in the West anyway, the knowledge was retained and kept and put into secret societies in the form of the Rosicrucians and the Knights of the Templar and the this is really what I want to talk about, the Masons. Because whenever anyone hears it's a Mason, they're a Mason, it's a Freemason, then you see their symbology, you automatically think evil. No, it doesn't mean it was evil. When you were a fucking intelligent, spiritually mature person back in the day in Europe, several hundred years ago, you'd go through the Rosicrucian mystery schools or secret societies, and then you would go, or you would later go into the Freemasonry, okay? And a group of Freemasons with good intentions that loved God and wanted to serve others and believed in human sovereignty broke away, because the majority of the Masons and the Rosicrucians in Europe became evil. They became saturated with an evil, satanic force. You could call it the Illuminati, call it Jacob Frank, you could call it Adam Weishaupt, whatever the hell you want to call it. Anyway, it infiltrated the Masons, so they fled into America. That's why you see they built a lot of DC with Mason symbology. Doesn't mean they were evil. When you see these symbols, they were really trying to escape evil. So that was the whole American idea, really. And then it got infiltrated by the Illuminati and the central banks eventually. Actually, in a really quick period of time. Like right after the revolution, really. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention. These secret societies weren't always evil. It's just the evil gets a hold of shit, and then it starts to use money, which money and greed corrupts the hearts and minds of men so easily. So that's why there's an evil attachment to Masonry and to a lot of anything hidden or secret, really, because it does get corrupted eventually. But we're in the age of Aquarius. We're in the age of knowing now. We're not in the age of believing or Pisces anymore. So we don't really, I mean, they're unnecessary. Mystery schools right now, because of the internet and because humanity's collective consciousness waking up, it's no longer necessary to hide this stuff. But eventually, depending on where humanity goes, if evil starts corrupting and taking over again, a lot of this shit is going to have to go back underground, because humanity could become too dogmatic, too religious, and then think that anything outside their belief system is evil and they'll fucking burn people for it. Or it could be a scientific cult that emerges that would just think anything spiritual is basically unscientific and they would need to be killed off. Eugenics, transhumanists. So it's always a left and a right thing, you know what I mean? It's always the Ahriman and the Lucifer. It's always the left and the right brain. It's the dualistic nature of humanity. But humanity right now just needs to learn that there's a trinity. We're a threefold being. So thinking, feeling, and willing. You know what I mean? It's threefold being, baby. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I love you all. Stay up.